Yeah, what Carl's talking about, he has, the point leader had it coming in here, but he hasn't really been able to have that performance you've seen out of some of the Gibbs cars, and I think he's seeing that as being something that's going to keep him from winning this title if they don't close that gap performance-wise.
I think the Gibbs car definitely, it amazes us every single week about how fast the cars are. There's times during the race, Andy, where I'm looking down the monitor in the studio, and these guys are 2 to 3 tenths ahead faster than the second place car. They're that good. I think the whole field is wanting to catch those cats right there and find out what they're doing.
They are so closely matched today. Those cars are glued together.
And you got a dead rookie and a dead veteran right there, and they're running that close.
If everybody was with us back at Texas, they heard Jeff Burton say those very same things. It's up to all of us to catch up to those guys. They've set the bar now in the Gibbs Racing camp, and that way they've got to gain their, or get their game up. As we take a look at the timing, last lap, Carl Edwards actually has narrowed the gap. He was faster, and we talked about if he could get some open track, would he be able to close? Well, now here he comes up on Stephen Light. So now he's going to have to battle for position.
Well, the last time, Logano went by to 30.18, and Carl was at 30.06. So, you know, he's driving like a man possessed right now. He's back there. 66 laps to go. They got one more pit stop coming, and he's got to get all he can right now. Get that baby as close to the front as he possibly can. And they got one stop, and that's it. They don't want it to be under green.
He made pretty easy work of Stephen Light. I thought Light would give him a little more of a tussle, but in less than half a lap, he's picked up the spot.
Okay, now Carl's back in the top 10, and it shows you that was a good decision by Dan Stillman to bring that car down pit road. He could have had a loose wheel, wrecked the car, or, you know, lost spots and had to come in under green. So this is a good decision.
Absolutely. I mean, just like you said, that could have been a disaster. Chasing a point stand, he's out in the left front, come on, and him being a Cup driver and getting hurt in a nationwide race, that wouldn't have worked.
I'm not getting beaten from loose. Car's 5, keeps it better.
I got to be honest, guys, I couldn't quite hear what he was saying. Could you?
Says he looked like he's getting beat. He said the car's pretty fine, that Logano's just faster. So,
not by much.
Not by much, you're right.
You know, all right, somebody said that Joey is getting better, so that a little bit garbled there, and figured it out. But Joey is running very well. In fact, Logano has now led 77 laps, and it looks like he may be the one to get the 5 bonus points, because those points would be cherished by Kyle in the championship chase. Right now, we've got 63 laps to go, and it is a Gibbs 1-2, and they have been duking it out pretty much all afternoon here at the Nashville Superspeedway. Who's going to win it? Will it be one of these two? Will they go 1-2, or does Carl Edwards get back into the mix?
The NASCAR Nationwide Series from Nashville. Coverage presented by Shell. 58 laps to go. You're looking at what's been the story of the day. The Joe Gibbs Racing twins, at least race car-wise. Yep. Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. They have changed the lead back and forth. They've dominated the top spot for most of the race. About the only time they haven't led was when they had trouble on pit road and Carl Edwards got out ahead of them.
Yeah, that's true. I expect Kyle Busch to get by Joey Logano here pretty short. But I think you'll see Joey Logano come back again and pass Kyle Busch, because Joey loves his car once he gets into the long run situation. So these two guys are checking out.
Talked a lot on NASCAR Countdown about this standalone Nationwide Series race being a day of opportunity for many. Kelly Byers driving the Kevin Harvick Incorporated 33. One of the guys we talked about as far as opportunity. And you see the scoring serial on Kelly.
What a great job Kelly Byers has done today. He's kept that car around 5th, 6th position all day long. Got as high as 3rd. He has really taken advantage of this opportunity and has put himself in a good position to have a great finish today.
See, he's not run any bit lower than he started all day, as
there you go,
the previewed lead change happens.
There we go. And I think you're going to see Kyle Busch get out there and run for a while, but I think you'll see Joey Logano come right back in several laps as his tires continue to wear. It seems like his race car gets better. So I'm talking about Joey Logano.
It's kind of been a pattern we've seen throughout the race. Back to talking about opportunity for just a minute. You talked about the pressure on Stephen Light at the start of the day, driving the Richard Childress Racing 29 car, shares the car with Clint Boyer and Jeff Burton. Took the green flag today in the 16th spot, yeah. And right now he's running 9th.
And he is doing an excellent job as well. He's doing exactly what he is supposed to be doing in this race car. We know it's great equipment. He's a good young race car driver. He's got inside the top 10. He's put himself in a good position to get another good finish, just like Kelly Byers. So he's doing what he's supposed to do today.
And again, another guy who really hasn't run any lower than where he started in the race. Nothing but moving forward for the young Asheville, North Carolina driver. So Another round of pit stops still to go. Remember that Carl Edwards had to make the extra stop, dropped him way back in the field. He's picked his way back forward to where Edwards is now running in 8th. And I wonder if his pit crew can help him close the ground on that 18 and 20 on that final stop. Marty, Andy, and Rusty, they've done a good job for him today, except for that one little hitch.
And everybody seems to have had at least one little hitch today, Alan. But we're going to find out. As you saw, he was closing down on Jason Leffler, and that is for position on the racetrack. Leffler is in 7th. Carl is in 8th. Of the top 10, 3 of those drivers have never won a Nationwide Series event, so we still have an opportunity for a first-time winner. But right now, it looks like Toyota may be getting their first win ever at Nashville because they're running 1-2 and very strong.
Well, it's looking that way right now, but I've been taught it's not over till it's over, and there is an opportunity. This track has really done some cool things. Like we talked earlier, 7 first-time winners, and what it is about this racetrack that does that, I have no idea.
Uh-oh, looks like Jason Keller is off the pace.
Get all the way off on me now.
What's going on, Jamie?
Guys, Jason Keller just reported about 2 laps ago that he heard a skip. Well, guys, they just went down the front straight, and I do believe he just blew up.
Well, we're on board with him right now, and all of a sudden, it looks like it's got a little life in it again.
A little life, but I'm not sure that he doesn't have a big problem here.
Yeah,
sounds good there.
Back running again. He was 12th. He's dropped 3 positions to 15th.
Be interesting to know if he's got a battery going bad or something.
Sounds like exactly what it could be, Rusty, because when that battery starts getting low, the voltage just doesn't want to fire to the ignition.
Pressure gauge is steady. I got everything shut off. Fans, everything.
You see, now when he shuts those switches off, it does help that voltage come up, and then the ignition system can operate at least for a while until those volts go back down if he's got an alternator problem.
Jason in his 72nd start on concrete, the all-time leader in the Nationwide Series. All right, well, remember we talked about the 47 pitting earlier, out of sequence. Let's get an update from pit lane.
Yeah, Marty, Michael McDowell was running the top 10 all race long. So the question is, why did he come down on lap 145? Well, the team wanted to try to gamble. They were going to roll the dice. They came down, they put fuel into that car, they got it all in there, but then they realized that they miscalculated just a little bit. And rather than being 3 to 4 laps short, they're going to be about 6 to 7 laps short. That's not a gamble they're willing to take, but it still might work out, because when everybody else comes down pit road, it will be gas only for that 47, hoping to get out in front of everybody else.
Well, they could still get a couple of more cautions that would total up those 6 laps that they might need, but we'll have to wait and see how that works out. It would be a tough break because they were running 7th at the time that they made that pit stop.
Yeah, the thing is, they're going to count on this thing going green, and I mean, you hate to find that calculation wrong after you made your pit stop and your decision, but it did open up another option. Like Shannon said, you can come in here to the next stop, the last stop under, if it is under green, and just get fuel. That'll gain you some time.
Well, you can see that the race leaders have caught up to some lap traffic. Meanwhile, there's Carl Edwards still trying to get around Jason Leffler, so he's got his hands full with Leffler. And he can't seem to get the job done. Well, we've got a Stanley Steamer with the 10 car of Brian Scott coming back out. That may not last long.
Looks like that grill's been knocked in on the top right around the Toyota sign above the word Camry there. Andy, looks like that closed up the opening.
Definitely closed it up. When you get damage on that upper part of the radiator ductwork, it just it closes that, throttles that air down, and makes the car run hot.
Take a look at Carl. He's trying to get underneath and finally gets Leffler cleared after about a 6-lap battle between these two. Carl is now in the 7th position. He is 9 seconds, however, behind the race leader, Kyle Busch. So right now, the 5 bonus points would go to Logano. Stay with us. This is far from over.